The 81st Sturgis Motorcycle Rally was now fully underway. For the last 2.5 years, I've been working these shows, living on my motorcycle and traveling full time. To me, they represent an opportunity to do a lot of work in a short time frame and also allow me to pursue my mechanical interests with my job at Memphis Shades, one of the top producers of motorcycle fairings and windshields. We were insanely busy right from the jump. This is a gorgeous custom softail we fit with the solar finish Memphis Slim's windshield. With just enough tint to take the glare off, the combination worked beautifully. It was an honor to work on this bike. It's pretty usual for me during the rally time to pretty much live the life of a monk. Early to bed, early to rise, and all that. I just like to stay focused on my job. There are times, however, when the pull to see the action becomes too strong and I find myself downtown, taking in the totality of the freak show. As I was later to find out, this year's Black Hills Rally was set to break all previous attendance records, a fact that was obvious if you did any riding during the show. The days melted away as I worked and slept at my camp deep in the Black Hills National Forest. Hands down, the most popular fairing we sell is called the Road Warrior. Installing these has become kind of like second nature. We've done so many of them. It imparts a club style look which is extremely popular with the Dyna and Softail crowds, but fits on a variety of bikes. The thing I like about it is the removable windshield, which we're able to fit at the shows to get just the right size for each individual rider. I'd probably go with the 11. I think the 9's a little more. And having personally tested it quite extensively on our Dyna display bike, it works great and looks awesome. Two big names in the world of motorcycle travel stopped by, my friends Scooter Champ Scotty and Joe Sparrow, as well as some fans of my YouTube channel. I love it when people stop by and say hi, as long as I'm not too deep in the weeds.
You guys ask me what's wrong with it, I'm like, it's worn out. Yeah, we got Joe!
Yeah, what's up, buddy? How's it going?
Mike Hines.
Nice to meet you.
My wife.
Nice to meet you finally,
Yeah,
man.
about time, huh?
One day for lunch, my coworker Jeff let me borrow this little Honda Cub scooter, complete with fuel injection and anti-lock brakes. Unfortunately, my GoPro battery went dead, so I didn't get any footage of the ride.
And down, you go ahead and turn it on. It even tells you what gears. There's 4 gears, and they're all up. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, and then back down.
Riding this little Honda scooter through a sea of
just
Harley
like
baggers was
motorcycle.
definitely an interesting experience.
Cool.
This is one of the more involved fittings that we do, a Road Warrior fairing on a Harley Lowrider S. After we remove the stock Harley fairing, we then bring the headlight out so it matches up with our Road Warrior. We then cover the exposed headlight with a special shroud that we make. Using the provided T-handles, we then mount our clamps onto the fork tubes. The main piece of advice I can give anyone at home who wants to attempt to do this themselves on their Lowrider S is to hold off on tightening down the headlight bolts until you're sure you've got it positioned correctly for the road. This will save you a lot of pain if you don't have to go back and loosen everything and then readjust. Also, I'll add that it really helps to have a buddy nearby to hold the headlight in place when you go to tighten everything down. The next step then involves attaching the actual brackets themselves to the fairing.
It's very hot out here.
It's very hot out here, so we're
patience, that's for sure.
Working like slaves in a sweatshop.
Not going to say we're paid like that. Not with him standing here.
Right. With the brackets secured to the fairing and the headlight adjusted correctly, it's time to fit the Road Warrior onto the fork clamps. It's very important here to leave the clamps loose at first to ensure proper seating. With all the clamps seated nicely and an even amount of space around the headlight, we go ahead and tighten down the clamps. After that, we simply wait for the client so we can do a proper windshield fitting.
It's got just enough height on it that I need, then I can use a pry bar to pull it out.
These guys from Motul had an interesting and loud way of securing their tents.
Yeah, so you just...
I'm shooting a damn gun.
These run off 22 cartridges.
It's not a...
Oh, that's why you got the washers. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Ow, that's something else, man. The owner of this bike was really happy we were able to fit a windshield on his Springer Softail with our special mounting hardware. The end result looked great and had an awesome flow that actually made the bike look even cooler. The rally was now beginning to die down, so a friend and I headed to Main Street to take in the last bit of the action.
But it wasn't
Hanging
like,
out in Sturgis. This is the last night of the rally. This is Dana. What's up, Dana?
what up, what up?
What up? What up? Dead votes matter. Beer, guns, freedom, and motorcycles.
After one last look at the insanity, I headed back to camp for a full night's sleep before the teardown the following morning. With the rally now pretty much over and parking on Main Street beginning to return to normal, I was again free to ride the Black Hills. It was around this time I began preparing for a very special visitor who was to be arriving soon from a far away place.